Hi there, my name is John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA. And welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text and we tie them to an item from the Dollar Tree. This is for the narrative lectionary, and we're looking at the Galatians text. It's chapter 1 and chapter 2. And I'm struggling with this one about getting a children's sermon around it, and I keep coming back to the idea that our past doesn't define who we are. Our past doesn't define us. And that it is the grace of God that redeems us, and it's our basic drawing it back to the baptismal waters, that in those waters God claims us and makes us whole and says, "You are my child, and I love you." Sometimes we get back to the core basics, that it is the grace of God and not what I do that is why I'm loved, and that is why the kids are loved, and that is why you are loved. And Paul, this is the letter of the Galatians. People are coming in and saying that Paul's wrong, and Paul's giving them misinformation, that they do have to follow the law. And Paul, he is ticked. This is the only letter that Paul writes. I believe it's the only letter that Paul writes that he doesn't start off by saying, "I give thanks to you, saints of God, I give thanks to you, and praise be, and all glory." It's like he is ticked. He's like, "What are you guys thinking? It isn't the law, it's grace. And if we are saved by the law, then Christ died for nothing." I mean, he pulls this in, and it's but the good news in all of this is that when I think it's what I do that makes me lovable, and I continue to mess up, that means that I must not be lovable. But God's grace tells me that we are lovable. The waters of baptism say you are lovable because God has said so. And so the image I'm thinking about is this dark room where I'm trying to figure out how to get through, and there's the LED flashlight that once that light flashes on, I can see, and I can be guided, and the steps in front of me as I move on, that it just breaks through the darkness, the grace of God, it just breaks through, and I don't have to stumble anymore. Why would I turn off that light? Why would I shut off the night light if that meant I was going to stumble and fall? But that light just shines the grace of God and reminds me that it's because of that grace of God that life has been broken open. So that's the direction I'm going. It's still in its infancy stages, and I'm still working on it, but that's the idea, getting back to the basics, that my past doesn't define me, and because of the grace of God, I can live in this. And so why would I go back to trying to earn God's love when I know that God loves me no matter what? So there we go. Hope it can be a springboard for your own thinking as you process, as you work through this for your own children's sermon. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a blessed week.